Chef JC here, guys. Speaking of leftovers, lots of people say leftovers, you get tired of it, whatever. And it's probably because they want to sell you some other meals already prepared. These are some of the leftovers I have in my fridge right now. On the left here, I have a frittata with bell pepper, jalapeno pepper, partially taken care of shallots, bunch of parsley, couple of carrots, 3/4 not eaten orange bell pepper. And for the proteins in my sink, I'm draining a can of sardines as well as a can of cannellini beans. And I'm gonna make something out of that. So let's go back to the board and start chopping. As for the shallots, described several times before, you cut your shallots in half, just like that. Then what you do is that you peel the first and second layer, because usually the second layer is actually a bit tough to eat as well. And the reason why I'm leaving these little things right here, which is the root, is to hold the whole shallots together once I start mincing. As you can see, this little root holds everything, nothing falls apart. And now mincing more. Eventually you discard the root. Do it again, same thing. And my shallots are minced and they will go in the bowl. As for the bell pepper, people have several ideas about how to prepare bell peppers. For me, the easiest way is actually to follow the vein that's actually on the bell pepper. And what you do is that you just cut there. And you open up and this. And same thing here. You go in the middle, you cut there, you open up, and that's it. And what you do here is actually, it's way easier. You can take care of all the pith at the same time. Shake it up to take the seeds off, and you have your bell pepper ready to go. Second piece, we're going to do the same thing. Cut it right there. Shake it up. And then we switch knives. And we're cutting it into the pieces we want. And that goes in the bowl. Second piece. In the bowl. This jalapeno pepper has been washed. So we're gonna set it up to be eaten, slice in half, look, and then you can discard all the inside with your knife. Be careful. Take it all out. Same here. Shake it up to take all the seeds off. Now, if you want your salad to be, or your mix of leftovers to be spicy, then leave the seeds in. If not, you just shake the seeds off, and that makes it milder. And then you chop it. Those strips across in the bowl. Same thing here. I'll leave a little bit of seeds for spiciness in the bowl. Carrots have been ready, peeled, and now it's time for shredding them. Shred your carrots. Be careful with your fingers, of course. And when it gets too close, just finish and eat the last little piece. and I eat it. I'll pick it up. Your carrots go in the bowl. Chef JC here, guys. Speaking of leftovers, lots of people say leftovers, you get tired of it, whatever. And it's probably because they want to sell you some other meals already prepared. These are some of the leftovers I have in my fridge right now. On the left here, I have a frittata with black bell pepper, jalapeno pepper, partially taken care of shallots, bunch of parsley, couple of carrots, 3/4 not eaten orange bell pepper. And for the proteins in my sink, I'm draining a can of sardines as well as a can of cannellini beans. And I'm gonna make something out of that. So let's go back to the board and start chopping. Here's the little piece of frittata with red bell peppers. We're gonna slice this, cut it into pieces. And then off it goes in the bowl. The advantage of doing a frittata with those kinds of mixings, leftovers, that's gonna make the final result extremely creamy. The sardines have been drained of their oil and they're ready to go in the bowl. Beans have been drained of their juices as well and ready to go in the bowl. And by the way, that's how the bowl looks like. Sorry for the coffee maker. So you got all your different ingredients in there, and I'll basically pour the dressing over this and toss it. For the dressing here, I have salt, good French mustard, tarragon vinegar. Tarragon and vinegar is basically a vinegar in which I put tarragon leaves and let it soak like this for as long as you want. Wait about 2 to 3 weeks in order to start using your tarragon vinegar, and it lasts forever, or almost. So I'm gonna use that for extra flavor. I think tarragon and with beans and with sardines will be great. If you don't like sardine, you can choose another kind of fish and or meat in your salad. It's up to you. This is extra virgin olive oil, and this is freshly cracked pepper. And now we're gonna mix this into about a tablespoon of mustard. First of all, you start with salt, a good couple of pinches. Then you go with the mustard, tablespoon of mustard. Then you do about a big tablespoons or 2 tablespoons of the tarragon vinegar, fresh cracked pepper at the same time as the salt at the beginning. You mix these 4 ingredients first, and then you add the olive oil to your liking. I like my dressing slightly on the sour, tangy side, sharp. So my ratio is usually 2 tablespoons of vinegar for 2 tablespoons of olive oil. But some people prefer a 1-to-2 ratio or a 1-to-3 ratio. I'll leave it up to you. I'll show you the result. It's part of the dressing before adding the olive oil. So it's the salt. And you want to put salt first because salt will dissolve way better in a vigorous, sharp, acidic environment such as mustard and the tarragon vinegar with the black pepper. And so people putting salt and then adding oil to their bowl, they're all wrong. You want the salt to dissolve. The salt will not dissolve in oil. So use with the acidic part of your dressing first. This is now the salad tossed. It's easy for 2 people, but I'm a big eater at lunch and I'm usually light on dinner. So that's what I'm going to have. And if you look at the cost of this with your leftovers, basically you have a $1.50 to maybe a $2 lunch. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Leftovers are awesome. You can eat great. I'm not gonna tell you about the nutritional value of this whole meal. You got everything you need for $1.50 up to $2. Bon appétit.